Hello and welcome back to The Verdict. The Boks are 3 from 3 and there was no sign of the Azuri and a fight back in the second test. The Boks smashing them 45 points to 0, even though for the majority of the game they were playing with 14 men. I am delighted to be back with my boys. Shimmy and Schalk back. Lekker guys. Awesome to have you back.
John, you've been like the stronghold of this.
Yes.
You've
Carrying you
been
guys.
working. You've been
carrying
working
us.
pretty hard. Well done, boy.
But good to be back, man. Quick golf tour for me over the weekend.
And good?
Friday weather, Durban weather. Saturday, I was in the Scottish Highlands in Durban. 50 degrees Celsius, rain coming sideways, playing the New Zimbali Lakes. It's narrow as anything. No, it was anxiety golf.
Shims, it feels like forever.
Yeah, look, I
Last
was
time we saw
a little bit further than Durban. I was in Croatia on a family holiday. So good fun. A beautiful place, but good to be back there. Yeah, I was following the rugby on social media, trying to find a pub or something like that where you can actually show rugby. But luckily I managed to log on and watch a bit of the games.
Two things you're always able to find. You specifically. One, a pub.
Yeah.
And two, a buffet. There's been a lot said about that.
Don't worry.
we'll
We'll sort that out. I've been watching you guys. Don't worry, I've been getting sent a lot of clips.
Have
Don't worry.
you?
Yeah,
Okay.
don't worry.
What we'll be discussing, we'll go into detail on Friday
Yeah.
on Boks Unpacked. We'll delve a little bit deeper into
Can't wait.
the golf and also your holiday, Shimmy, which by all accounts sounds amazing. Today, it's more about the rugby, the analysis of the Boks and what we made of that game. Firstly, we were fortunate. Last week I had Frans Malaba and Osterand on the show on Boks Unpacked.
Highly intelligent men.
Yes, it was. I must say, I really look forward to that one, and they certainly delivered. But Osterand delivered in a magnificent way with the Betway bet predictor. So we went for a prediction of a handicap of 41.5 for South Africa at odds of 2.02. So you know how that works. South Africa needed to win by 42 points or more against Italy for you to double your money, and we did it.
45.
45 points. So we need
Well done, Os. Jeeves.
we need to get Os back.
Can we
How's the
basically-
big man? How is he?
Can we get Os to do that? Because we got it wrong horrifically.
We need to get the Os Betway bet predictor.
But
I think
you
so.
said 30 points or in
I
the
said-
build-up.
I said between 30 and 40 points. Yeah.
I was like, no way, that's too much, to be honest with you. And it
happened.
it happened.
Yeah.
I gave some good advice to my golf tour. I said between 45 and 50, and we made 45. So they were all happy in there.
Yeah. Guys, Italy.
Yeah.
I must say one thing from Italy, the takeaway for me from the last 2 weeks, I've been highly impressed by their physicality. I've been highly impressed by their competitiveness, even though, you know, the scores were lopsided mostly. What did you make of that?
I think the breakdown, we'll go through it later, shows how competitive they are. Yeah. You know, they don't give up a fight. They get into your face. They make it uncomfortable, forces the Boks to put in more numbers, try and shift those bodies. And you'll see in the clips, if we get a couple of quick rucks, it's okay. But as soon as there's a parity and hit or dominance from their side, they pile in and they make a proper nuisance from themselves. So they're hard to put away. And it forced the Boks to focus a hell of a lot on certain core skills in the second test match. We changed it up a bit as well. But yeah, I enjoyed Italy, and it was easy for them probably in the second test not to be that competitive. You know, it's something you see across the board. Maybe the French side in the second test match wasn't as competitive as the first one in Dunedin, but this Italian side didn't go away.
So, Shim, Schalk mentions your strengths. You want to be able to focus on your strengths. We know one of the strengths of South Africa is certainly the scrum. What did you make of the start of the game?
Look,
Let's
a lot's been said about it. I don't see anything wrong with it. You know, you sort of read the comments on social media. It's against the spirit of the game. Well, also, you know, an Italian guy trying to fake a little touch on the head, trying to get a player sent off. Is that in the spirit of the game also? I think that's a fallacy. Look, if you want to play to your strengths, you want to set a statement nice and early. It's a pity that was a free kick, but that's a nice way to set a statement nice and early.
It's almost a one-up from the Damian Willemse. Let's have a scrum in the too.
But I mean,
Remember
all
the French clubs used to do this years. I remember, I think was it Willem de Waal that told me once, and he said, look, basically he was told kick the ball directly into touch.
check this, man.
Yeah, exactly.
He's loving. He's like, check it. He's he's loving it.
I don't see anything wrong with that. Look, it is what it is. Look, they want to implement their game plan. They want to make a statement nice and early. Go for it. And just to mention it, it's been done before. The French clubs used to do it, whether it was for a scrum or to get in a punch up.
Yeah.
Those were the old days. So
I think the main thing of the spirit of the game comes that you're underestimated and so far in front of the ball. You know, like, but if he kicks it flat like you would do from a 22 and you catch it before, it's anyway not troubled. So
yeah, it was kind of that thing of if it's deliberate, must it be a penalty then? Because remembering that from a kickoff, if you're in front of the ball, it's a scrum. It's not a penalty.
Yes.
The emotion again in the game, Willie Leroux 100 game, you see he kind of got caught up here. First touch, he wanted to kick, and then the crowd got excited, and he got excited as well. But there was a lot of emotion in this one.
yeah, probably not. Obviously, there's always been emotion. I think Villiers waited a long time to get you. Consider where he was last year, and
he's
then
been in the nervous 90s for about 2 years.
Yeah, exactly. So look, it's going to happen. Probably needed to let that go a little bit earlier. But then again, look, he is looking for opportunity. That's always been one of Villiers' strengths. I think, as long as him and Mwani are playing, you'll always get width in your game because of their passing game, the ability to make players around them look good.
I mean, in that one as well, Makazole was next to him, telling him to put it up. And he, like, the crowd got behind him and he thought, okay, maybe, it's 100th. Let's go unlock a try-scoring opportunity, which obviously there was.
I think, after the first test match and the ruck not being kind of the way we wanted it, I think a lot of pressure went onto the team to say, well, you need to front up physically. And I think there was a lot of emotion in this game. Gqeberha making his debut, with his brother Jasper. And Jasper's someone that never holds back when it comes to physicality. So what I did here was take all that emotion into the second game. We're 10 minutes into the game. A couple of opportunities or phases where Jasper got involved, and you can see it all building up, and then eventually, we finished with a red card. But you could see Jasper was up for this one. Well, sorry, this is also just the physicality again. Breakdown. You see Peter, Steph, Kane, and everybody just fronting up, hitting those racks. The racks was the area where they wanted to improve.
Yeah, there's like a common denominator with all of them. You'll see the Lucet, Fischetti, like with Grant Williams, same there. Like we couldn't really
the quick ball.
Get the quick ball or get rid of him, to be honest, whether he was through the gate or from the side or over the ruck. He puts himself about and actually caused quite a lot of disruption.
Here's Jasper. Strong carry, they wanted to use him to front up, get that go forward.
Yeah, but John, also what's happening is you look at their rival guys there also, how early they're in on him in contact. Sometimes you see the breakdown steals, when it was actually a dump, a push down tackle straight over the ball. As soon as the cleaners are in nice and early, then it makes life a whole lot easier.
Yeah.
There's
Fischetti, and you'll see him almost at every single ruck in these clips somewhere where he's causing himself a nuisance. One thing for Andrew Brace, put him on the team warning quite early, and then we didn't get the reward until much later in the game.
Again, Jasper, big tackle. It could have gone south, but I think well dealt with by Andrew Brace.
So that's a slip. That's fine. I think that's play on. There's nothing else you can do. He'd actually had that level change. A player slips in front of you. There's nothing. You can't help that. You can't do anything there.
And even after this, he still hits him on the chest. So he doesn't make head contact, but his technique is spectacular. I mean, he's got that type of body type as well. He's low and squat. That's why he's so good on the carries. Unfortunately, just it looked like quite a bad injury. Like that ankle gets caught. The ankle gets caught right behind him. And you'll see the big level change that Jasper makes, and what a good position he's in to complete the dominant tackle.
The fact that wasn't a yellow card or a card, initially you thought, oh, this could be really bad. But it's legal.
It's him in the chest, though. Actually.
It's legal at the end. In any
absolutely
case,
fine. Even if you do make head contact, you should be fine
because of the
level change. There's a step. There's a slip. Once you've committed to that, there's you can't change your height once you're in. Unfortunately for Trilla, it looks like quite a serious ankle injury there.
Yeah, I saw him with
syndesmosis.
Yeah.
Thank you, doctor. You want to talk about going for that scan? We'll talk about, that
On Thursday.
on Friday as well. And then, now, again, the emotions high. You know, they didn't do a lot to irritate Jasper,
No.
So look at the initial play. No, there's not much. Gets it, but it's that number one for Sketty.
I
Sketty does
I
it,
think
yours.
Sketty had a target on his back after the first test match.
Yeah.
Also, it's the maul. And they got their own in the maul. They got a penalty the whole week this week. Dwayne Vermeulen will be in their ears saying, like, this is not how a Springbok stops a maul or maul themselves. And, you know, there's nothing in it. But, like, you can't do head contact. You can't be seen doing a headbutt motion. That's straight red foul play. No need for a bunker. No need of anything.
So check, he's in there. Oh, he just taps him on the back.
There's a bit of history there maybe from the previous test match.
Yeah, but for Sketty guys, he is the, you get that one guy that, it's like Pierre Schoeman actually, who does it pretty well.
Yeah.
He's exactly the same. He's in your face, and there's nothing wrong with it. You know, he's representing his country. He wants to have a go there, but...
Check, this is slow-mo. So there's contact. It's not a headbutt as such, but there's head contact.
Yeah. I thought they were going for a face-off, almost trying to get closer there.
Yeah.
Because initially when I was like, what? I didn't even see the headbutt, you know what I mean? So it's a pit. Look, Jasper is going to be in trouble because of his disciplinary record, and that's the worrying thing. He needed a lot of minutes because he's been injured and coming back.
If they deem it as the red card, then obviously your barrier of entry is so high.
Yeah.
And then they've got to try and find some mitigation, so not a lot of force, but then his record will then bump it back up. I wonder,
does that feel like, Scott?
I wonder. I don't know. If you come back from a long-term injury, you don't want to get, don't then want to put yourself out of action. So he's apologized in the media. I wonder how his Italian is, because he was speaking a lot of Afrikaans there. All the
Schalk, you never raged. On
no,
the field,
I mean, I feel his pain, because you get frustrated on the field, eh? And the one wonderful thing about rugby is, like, if you do get it right and show some physicality, you can make a marked difference.
Yeah.
But obviously, try and keep it within the laws of the game as far as you can.
But you know, Scala, and I mentioned it earlier, talking about in the spirit of the game. Fischetti, they milks it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he jumps on a flight now. This guy's going to be suspended, maybe suspended for a lot of if he gets a big bang.
Yeah.
Now, is that in the spirit of the game?
Yeah.
Because we get criticized for that short kick. It's not in the spirit of the game.
Yeah.
You fake, was it, I think it might have been Ross Vincent when he got suspended last time. I think it was a tackle for Leicester. Sorry, it was in a league game.
Yes,
Made a
that's
tackle
right.
And he got suspended for like 6 games.
Yeah.
But the guy milked it so badly
Exactly.
that it actually made the suspension worse. Now, is that in the spirit of the game?
Because again, yes, head contact, but no damage to the player, no nothing. And for me, the fact that he got a red card in the game, that's almost should
We're back at, like, what sanctions? What sanctions good enough? Do you give him a red card? He's already let his team down. He's apologized in the media. Do you put 3 months on top of him? I don't know. Like, I think it's too harsh.
I think it's harsh.
That'll be harsh.
That'll be harsh. And the gamesmanship, to Shimmy's point, you see it in tackles, and the TMOs are so edgy now. A player runs in and immediately holds his head or neck. He doesn't go for a HIA or nothing. He's just had a little clip on the jaw, and all of a sudden it's a red card or yellow card or process. And then that player, you think back to the 2023 World Cup with Curry's red card with a tackle from a kick, and he got the whole World Cup was taken away from him.
So you look at Willems's tackle, was in the URC when he slipped. I mean, he got 3 or 4 games for that. A red card was more than enough.
So you need to
Netling for sure.
Exactly.
So,
more than
brutal.
enough.
You ask yourself, how dangerous, what damage was done by that action, and how dangerous was that action?
Nothing.
No, nothing.
I can guarantee Fischetti just carried on playing and just turned around.
Of course he did.
Chances are it would have been play on.
Well,
or it wouldn't, look, the TMO did see it though.
Yeah.
But I mean, also when players start milking and trying to almost, he'll apologize after the game or whatever it is, but then it's too late then.
Yeah, I know.
Silly and sloppy action from Jasper Wiese.
Not needed in our game.
Bad
We
discipline.
agree.
60 minutes with 14 on the field, but then it even got worse a little bit later. So the red card, a day that was meant to be so big. They are stunned as well as the coaching staff.
Yeah, I think if they look at it again, they will say it's a red card. There's nothing to it, but You know, the biggest issue now comes, what's the sanction?
What
I
is
think
next?
red card's enough, but, that's not for us to decide.
It wasn't the only card though, and we'll get to that now. Wilco
yeah,
Low
yeah.
also then, getting a yellow card, and I thought he was pretty unlucky as well. Jasper totally disappointed. Wilco Low, we see the slow-mo first here. Negri steps him,
Yeah,
and then hand contact.
I think there's big mitigation here with the change in the direction.
Several changes, thinks his
Yeah.
hips.
And, as a defender there, he's in to tackle him because he thinks he's going past his
Yeah.
right. He steps. Your action is
Here's
to
real
pull.
time.
Yeah.
Your action is
It's a
to.
good step, that, actually.
Your action is
a very good
Your action is to pull away because you've got to protect yourself. If you stay low there, your neck's on the wrong side. Negri is a big ball carrier. He's going to handle you. So he sort of rides the tackle. Yellow card for head contact. It's tough one on. If to the letter of the law, maybe, I know Brace he's quite heavy on his triggers.
Yeah.
You saw that in scrum time. You see that at the breakdown. But yeah, that's harsh because he got beaten by the step by Negri.
It like you said, if you go in for a tackle, you're trying to dip low.
Yep.
Then when the step is there, you actually pull back, and by pulling back, you actually go more upright, and that's what caused it. Whereas if the step wasn't there, I'm 100% sure he would have been fine in position.
Yeah.
But the fact that
He's planted, he's sitting and he's planted, so he gets. It's a good step by Negri, but
That's
you
lovely.
imagine a 2-meter lock trying to tackle a Cheslin Colby running down that channel
Yeah.
with feet like that. So all you can do is try dip as low as you can.
Yeah.
And if you do it, at least there's mitigation around that. If you stay upright and you make that hit, then that's when the trouble comes in. So you try to get your technique right. If he beats you, steps you, and it's a high shot, you take your punishment, but at least you survive.
The problem, that one gets picked up, but there's a lot of moments in the game where there's that sort of glancing blow, or guy changes direction and he catches you too early or too late in your tackling process. So, I mean, it's a yellow, but it's a part of the game where we all say, listen here, let's make the players head contact just a penalty.
Yeah.
What's wrong with just giving that a penalty? There's no force, there's no HIA, no one got hurt. He's not standing bolt upright.
I suppose it's again, excuse me, I think it's again that the big debate, how do you change the behavior?
Yeah.
How do you make sure that it is safe enough? And versus, the rugby collisions that we see in the game. So let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll go through the rucks and see how South Africa got better in that versus the first test match, and then also some of the highlights and tries scored on the weekend.
Cody from Paul has sold multiple vehicles to WeBuyCars. Suspicious? I think so.
Is that a crime?
No. Where are you getting the cars?
I buy them and I sell them at the spot like a normal person.
Okay.
No, man, I'm just an accounting student. I know a good deal when I see one.
That's Excel. Meant. What's more stressful, tax season or selling a car at WeBuyCars?
Tax season, obviously.
WeBuyCars, the easiest way to sell your car by far.
So a lot of emotion in that second test match, and we always knew that the breakdown would be a massive, massive problem. Well, not problem, but how do you rectify it after the first test match from a box point of view? So we'll have a look at that now. Some stats quickly. Test matches, when played, normally you see between 18 and 20 penalties conceded in a game, both teams combined. Italy conceded 19 penalties themselves in the second test match, with another 8 advantage plays. Okay, so penalty conceded, advantage was plays.
27 combined.
So 27, where normally it's between 18 and 20, both teams combined. So it shows the intent kind of from Italy in a way, but also then the question is, how do you rectify it as a Bokke team? So we'll look into that and just show how frustrating it was for the Bokke.
How many penalties were there before the first yellow card?
So again, 13 penalties conceded before the first yellow card was given. So again, look at number 1. There he enters, onto the 9, keeps fighting, back on the 9.
Advantage.
Yeah, got him for advantage. Here he comes again.
And again, check there, that guy.
Gets Runorkir from the side.
And I'm actually going to take it back, guys, because I think that's the frustrating part of the game, is that, there you can see he's on the 9. He's making it as difficult as possible.
But John, isn't that also the ruck's form? You can't have hands on
You
that.
can't. Ruck is form.
Ruck's form there.
Check his entry, yeah.
Same there, ruck's form there.
Look at that. I mean, again, that guy. Look at where he's entering from. The ruck is already formed. He's hitting him from the side. He's making it messy there, and that I think has been the frustrating thing for the
And the knock-on
Boks.
effect is he gets to 9, so your ball is a bit slower. Grant's got to have a double dip at it. There he goes.
In that space.
And all it gets the defense line to set also because you're getting slow ball the whole time.
Yeah.
Where they were, when it's the hard one to see,
Check again there.
you'll see it a lot. The tackler never completely rolls off to the sides. You're always on top
on
of
the
our
runway, yeah.
that space.
on our space. And if he does roll, he rolls to on top of the player. So he's got to lever on one of our players, so you can't make a double roll.
This
you
time,
can't place the ball
13-minute chiller, having a go, then cleaned off, then check. I mean, again, wanted to step onto the ball, onto the 9.
You can see, sorry, John, can you go back to that last one with Ruan Nokia?
That was harsh on
With
Salma on
Fischetti.
that one.
Yeah. See, for me, that's a better carry, because a lot of the times...
Which
when
one,
they
Sham?
do-
Where?
First carry by Ruan.
Yeah.
Yeah, played from there. Here we go.
See there, look at dips nice and low. Good ball carry, good placement. That's what you want to see the whole time. And that's when we generally get our attack going, when you generate quick ball like that.
But now you combine nice trick plays from us. You combine the ruck problems with, look at the Italians, where they are. Offside, behind the ruck there.
Yeah.
Okay, that's one. Look at that guy there. Never onside. Never onside.
One side.
Another penalty advantage. Now
Look
there,
at that.
this guy. Again, Fischetti, offside. 3 rucks, 3 offsides, and then only do we get that advantage. But I think by showing that, what I wanted to illustrate is that, yes, we won 45-0, but how difficult it is when you're not getting reward and when the opposition team is on the edge permanently.
Yeah.
From a ruck point of view and also from a
So much frustration gets born out
line
of that.
speed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you've got to target bodies, but you're not having the opportunity to, because the breakdown is not clean. I think this is the sequence of play where we have the
How do you rectify?
how do you rectify it, and it's where the Boks. That's our point of difference. Look at these carries coming in a row here, and eventually they do put a shot on and they make a mess out of it. Esterhazen,
Straight,
carriers,
clean
cleaners
area.
on their back. Malcolm Marx, Fatsua over the
Dominating
gain
the
line.
gain line.
And it almost reminds me of playing against the old Welsh sides, like how competitive and niggly they were at the breakdown and how hard they are. Negri, look at that previous example I said, lying on top of the ball carrier.
Yeah. You see, as soon as we don't get a strong carry, they get a positive hit, and then it becomes messy again. Check there, from the side, hitting. Sorry, I just want to illustrate that again.
And this is not a criticism of Italy. I mean, they should be penalised even more. They got 19, but they're bloody competitive. Open side flanker Zuliani, he's good on the ground. He was a nuisance.
But Scala, you talk about the frustration. So Ruan Orkia, part of the ruck, not part of the ruck. And look at Negri, rucks formed.
Yep.
From the back, boom, hitting him onto the 9.
Onto the 9.
And
blind shot there
it
was
irritates
action,
you.
yeah.
It irritates you throughout the game.
But also, John, I mean, the end result shows how ill-disciplined Italy were. There could have been more penalties. But the reality was, when Italy play well is when they've got ball in hand, they're attacking. We just saw a side where almost success looked to them like keeping the score down and being in the game within the last 20. And it actually didn't work. Because if you think about it, how many times did you see Italy actually have the ball and attack?
Yeah.
I mean, they're known for their attack. You look at the centers, Minincello. When they start going, they're actually good to watch. You look at them in the Six Nations. This was just an Italian team, conceded too many penalties, defensive practice, and eventually the cracks came.
You got him eventually.
48 minutes in.
Yeah.
And that was rucks already formed over the ruck, hands on.
Yeah.
And I mean, it took 13 penalties for Andrew Brace to eventually run out of patience. But
Yeah.
I mean, they went on a team warning early on. And then they still conceded another,
Yeah.
8 penalties post that, whatever that number was.
I suppose what do you reckon from a referee point of view? I mean, if you're hard on that every single time, penalty, is there a risk of kind of blowing the game away? Or is it that the standard is set and then hopefully the team
I think
responds?
this surprises me even more because often when you have a red card, the referee sort of neutralizes the game almost. And if you still have dominance with 14 men and you're on a team warning, they often, I think, give that yellow card quite easily. We saw it in numerous games we've called. So I'm not too sure what your trigger is. Like, surely if you're a team captain, John, and we're conceding 19 penalties in the game, we're going to have a call way before that saying, like,
we need to.
out the ruck.
Yeah.
Get out the ruck. Let's keep, like, we're playing against 14 men. Our focus should not be competing we've got a number on these boys. Let's play rugby. Let's run at them. Let's boss the ball. And that didn't happen for the Italian side on the weekend.
I just thought also, if you look at the reffing point of view, you showed the offsides. What are the assistant refs showing? Because if Brace is focusing on the breakdown, which he didn't really focus a lot, I mean, there's a lot of penalty advantage. Then he can't be looking down there. The other guy should be looking at the side. So you've got a team that's disruptive at the breakdown. They're standing offsides the whole time. And the only option for the box really is just to punch down the middle.
Exactly.
There's not much else you can do.
Yeah.
But look, the reality is the penalty count was so bad against the Italians anyway. Probably should have been more. But then it becomes an effort with the three refs, not just Brace by himself. The other guys have got to help him
100%.
and say, look, you got to be strict on something. He's not strict at breakdown and he's not strict on offsides.
Yeah.
How does that help the attacking team?
The scrum. So that's the breakdown and the kind of negativity that we saw. Scrum is always, one of our weapons, but it was only until the 24th minute where we had a scrum with 7 men where we actually got a bit of dominance.
Yeah, look, for me, the scrum, in the beginning, what happens, if you look at scrum reffing and you take the Springbok scrum and the Italian scrum with good reffing, fair on, you take the game, take the backs out of it, the Springboks will beat them 10 out of 10 times. Now, what teams do, Scala, is they'll creep closer, cut your space.
No hits.
No hit, pull back.
Soak the hit.
Before you blink, it's flipping 50-something minutes, and you're like, how come the Springboks aren't dominating in scrums? Because it's always the weaker scrum that will come with tricks. The stronger scrum wants an honest. Give us a fair contest.
Give us gap, give us a space. We want to hit.
Yeah.
And we want to scrum.
Yeah.
First 2 scrums, short arms.
Yeah.
Yeah. What I want to illustrate here as well is the fact that we can get parity and even get dominance with only 7 players in the scrum. But what that then creates is for us to be able to have a full back line, and then a read like this is so much easier for Kane and Moody.
Yeah.
Especially middle scrum.
It's difficult. He makes the read, makes the tackle, and again, you back in play, you get the turnover. Now from this scrum, what they decided, okay, we've got our hybrid 12 there.
He's got studs in his boots.
Yeah.
Put him at loose forward.
Pop him into flank. We have 8 in the scrum. You don't need to be that tight defensively. And I think the fact that this oak was warming up next to the field probably gave Thomas du Toit a bit of a
hurry up.
A bit of a hurry up with Andre Esteza. And boom. But check
that's a
already.
Knee on the ground.
Knee on the ground, yeah.
I always thought that was coming. The Italians, you can fool around with scrums for so long, you know what I mean, until it's your ball. But then what they did also, they're closing, you've seen this, so Ireland did it last year, the first test.
Yes.
Remember, they were closing the space up, closing it down, taking the hit away. And then the second test, we scrummed them because the refs were aware. Listen, they got tricked the first time. But it's just how quickly refs will adapt to the tricks, though. And I thought, look, obviously,
impact player.
Yeah.
How's this impact?
I was about to ask, Shimmy, how's this for a quick sub? And Thomas du Toit, what do you think is his best position? Loose head or you put him in tight head?
I like him at tight head. I think, scrumming-wise, strong, especially if you put Ox, Malcolm, Bongi, whoever with him, but also his point of difference. He's good on the ground. He's good on the loose. He can hit more racks. He just offers a bit more than just scrumming to his game. And I think probably tight head. Look, obviously he's covered both for Bath, though, but I think here, probably tight head for me.
I'd love to talk scrums, but I'd prefer to talk about the try being scored because of that fantastic scrum. I mean, this kid, Edwin van der Merwe, 2 test matches. I mean, how beautiful is this play?
Yeah, I love it. We've got to talk bounce of the ball. You've got no
Yeah.
chance here, boys. Zip, here we go. Best step in rugby is the bouncing rugby ball. Love the finish, go around the post.
Yeah, lovely.
Nice and easy.
He's a great player, and also an older player, you know.
Yeah.
Older winger. I mean, he made his debut last year or 2 years ago, man of the match, and then unfortunately got injured in the Springbok training camp. He was exceptional. Can we just somewhere, you know, just for the viewers and even us to make it easier, him, Cheslin and Kirtley wear different colour scrum pads.
Yeah. But
They can't wear the same brand. It's the same thing.
No, yes.
Wait till you're in commentary.
This is the predicament he finds, well, we find ourselves in, is that if today, so Edwin van der Merwe has played 2 matches for South Africa.
Yeah.
Man of the match, both games.
Both games, yeah.
Okay. 3 tries scored in 2 test matches. If we select the box strongest team today, it doesn't make the 23.
No, he doesn't.
No.
How harsh is that? And again, that's our opinion, you know, but I think that is what you want as well. A guy like him comes in, gives his everything every single time. That competitiveness within the squad
I think what makes it so easy to interchange is the likeliness of all of them. You know, how good was he in the air?
Yeah.
You know, almost like as the game was coming his way, not to Mapimpi's on the weekend. Contestables in the air, so good. So uncanny, like Cheslin and like Kirtley. It was unreal.
He's a proper athlete, though. But I mean, Scala, you look at him, even throughout the Lions. There's no
Always
season. I don't think I've ever seen him have a bad game for the Lions.
No,
and
he
he's with the
doesn't.
Sharks now. Talking about athletes, this guy's not bad either at 9. Check how well Marnie does here to get the ball away.
Yeah.
So good.
Our best attacking halfback combination, if it's only about playing attacking brand of rugby between Grant and Marnie, both of them were exceptional. And
Grant was bloody good.
Grant's
Jesus.
just got so much gas. You know, he runs that cheat line, but you'll see him on the replay when he puts the foot down. He just catches up to Mapimpi in no time.
Yeah.
But what I like about Grant also, Scala, I mean, that's the passing and contact, just the timing and all of that.
Yeah,
But his
quick and
ability,
come there.
he's got the pace and he can make line breaks, but he picks his moments well.
Yeah.
You know, the reality is a scrum half's got to distribute. And if someone slides off, he knows when to go. And that's when he backs his pace.
So talking about moments, and we'll check here, the offload here as well. So
Yeah.
I made the comment in commentary on the weekend as well is, you know, fine.
What else are you going to do?
Yeah.
What else are you going to do in commentary?
So I check that offload.
Yeah.
You know, where's the weakness? Where's his weakness currently? You know, he's got the pace.
Kicking,
His
good.
kicking game is really good
Really
at the
good.
moment.
Defense
His
is good.
distribution is really good. Defense is good. The offload. He's going
And he
to.
went to Paul Jim.
He's
There's no weakness.
forget about that. He's going to start competing with the DuPont, with the Jameson Gibson Park, and all of those guys. In my view, he really is the full package.
We see it later off the back of the first midfield mauls where he sets Kane and Moody stripe. The gas to pick around, get onto the second, third defender, and then have the ability, like with the offload, or string the pass together.
Well, this is Edwin van der Merwe's first try. And same thing again. First face try, always lovely to see.
The ball from Marnie is crisp off that left hand. So it's lovely to see Marnie, and he calls, he's brave. He
awesome.
calls those options all the time. He's not scared to call it out the back, not overuse the forwards, but his passing game, I think, is just spectacular.
I also like the little subtleties. You know, Esther Hazen, they generally you see him take, it almost looks like him when he played for Quins.
Yeah.
You know, the little passes there, the ability not just to take contact the whole time, nice little neat passes. Then it makes him more of a threat because, you know, you're not sure what he's going to do.
I thought it was one of his best test matches as well
Yeah.
for Andre Estes. I think Damien de Lender's really solidified that 12 jersey, but a good one for Estes.
And definitely a try.
And he's in.
It's tight, but it's a try.
Yeah, no doubt about that one.
Yeah, if you freeze frame it here at the right position, you'll see there's a little bit of grass in between his boots.
But again, the ability to score those tries and not be in touch. You know, you just get wingers, they can do that. Habana was probably the best at that, where when there's doubt, it's always a try when it's
scores it.
him. Yeah.
You get these, like,
and
we're fortunate with all our wingers, you know. It looks like it's a 50-50, but for them it's more like a 80-20, you know.
Yeah.
They score it 80% of the time.
Check there you can see
That's
No, he's got that.
he's still over there. There he's in, and there try scored.
yeah.
Great player, great game from him, and it's nice to see those plays. Whereas last week we saw very one-dimensional, one-off runners. This time around, attacking a little bit more on the outside
I
channels.
think it's the balance. You know, you want to have that gain line, and you want to be physical, and you want to target the breakdown, because we obviously see how disruptive Italy's been in slowing our ball down. But then you also got to have the options to have access to the width. You know, you can't overplay those pods because you get too narrow and you get picked off. And because they're going to win a contest somewhere, you know, then you're forced to return into a more conservative way of playing, where with Mani, he calls it out the back if he's alive. He'll call it out the back most times, whether it's through the magic or whether through a first set of hands. And we created a lot of width against a defensive side, which is quite hard to break down.
Okay, so we saw the magic from the first kickoff where South Africa went for the scrum. But that's not all we saw this weekend. That is new from the box. Here we go. Nice, simple start to play. Estaser through the middle. And then what's that?
The
Line up.
The Paul-Rus.
The Paul-Rus, Rassie claims on a 14B. Here we go, Grant. To my
Again,
previous point, Scoots. Kanan, what a finish. Fatsua. Incredible carry. But like, I mean, we used to have it called the move. I think they're probably still called the move. We used to set it up with Dwayne Vermeulen. You think 2019 Rugby World Cup. Stayed on the deck. All of a sudden, we send someone up in the air. You've got the perfect pod around him. You know, like if you're defending, you know, the first time you see it as the Italian side here, you know, you're not set up to, because your maul defense is pretty well set up. You split certain targets. You put South Africa on the front ball. You get to them. Yeah, it's on one phase, line out jump, maul. And, you know, as a fix for Italy, they can tackle the front. Ruan can get tackled.
Yeah.
So you basically go leg chop him.
Kill that thing straight away.
Kill it straight away, put it on the deck, because the ball's got to be in the front.
Yeah.
You can't transfer it until they've made contact. I mean, I've heard rumors that saying it's a flying wedge, you know, no pre-latch, can't do the pre-latch. Here we see it again. Malcolm
is there pre-latch? There's not.
No, I think that's fine. The maul's formed as soon as they make contact, then it's a maul. That's
if they stood off, it's a different. If they stood off and send one around, it's a different.
As long as the jumper still got the ball. But just off the subject, I'd have liked to see that Paul-Rus under 14B WhatsApp group. After this, they copied us. Imagine those guys walking to school now after the holidays.
Yeah, that coach is claiming he's coaching Rassie now. But
exactly, Chivas.
I thought Ruan Orkia did exceptionally well here to pull in Malcolm Marx, stay up, keep him in, and then you know, just to continue.
Also
See there, not going to ground, keeping him in, pulling him closer,
base,
also to keep
and then they go.
keep his feet there.
Yeah,
it's all the fundamentals of a maul. If the base is strong and you get numbers in front, then you're good to go. As soon as that base is solid and that ball has been transferred, it's one of the hardest things to stop this. So doing in the midfield, I think we're going to see that again, but just different variations.
Well,
there's so much you can,
more.
there's so much you can do off that.
I actually, on the replay from the back, I was like, the slip looks so good.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you
exactly.
go
I
up
was
and
thinking
you-
exactly
and
the same.
you do the little slip. But like, it's just genius for South Africa and Rassie and his coaching team, or Paul-Rus and a 14B, whoever the coach is, to come up with a different way to set up the maul. You know, it's our traditional strength. No reward for it in the first test match. And again, it's so hard to set up here. So if you're number 5 there, you've got to get lower leg chop. He tries it afterwards, but that's too late. That's already an advantage for trying to collapse them all.
Yeah, Sean, just go back a bit there, just to that back view, please. If you look how many defenders it sucks in, and look at the options down the short side.
Yep.
If you had to play on there, there's no one there. Now imagine now in a test or two's time, you actually set them all, throw it off the top, and Mani or whatever, whoever's playing comes around there with the wing still out there. You score in the corner, he just dummies and goes by himself.
Okay, now my question is, already 6 flankers and hookers score so many tries from mauls. Now we're doing a maul in the middle of the field.
They're scoring more tries.
Malcolm Marx going to score 102.
Yeah.
He's going to go past the banner.
Banner's emailing World Rugby now.
Look, guys, we'll get a clarification or fallout from World Rugby about both tactics somewhere. Like, it's just the way it is. The way that Rassie's testing them is amazing. But like, absolutely, the innovation's off the charts.
And then just
I think it's just so positive. It gives people something to do. Otherwise, this would just be in another test. Springboks gave Italy a hiding, whatever. But the fact that there's some innovation and things to actually talk about, I think is fantastic.
I mean, you have you have moves like this, plays like this, beautiful tries. You know, set move.
Two standouts here is obviously Marnie's pass and Sasha's movement on the ball.
Yeah, very nice.
Andre Estenhuizen runs that lovely, but that crispness of that pass and then the little drift out by
Just
Sasha.
to get on the outside.
Just to get on the outside is spectacular.
So let's get back to that point. Do you think World Rugby is sitting today saying, "How the hell do we stop that now?"
I don't think so. Why?
I don't. Why would you find something wrong with it? I like it, but it's almost the feeling you get is you think, okay, they're going to come out and say, listen, yes, it's allowed, yes, it's not, yes, it's illegal. There'll be some clarification, yeah.
Because I mean,
But it's not illegal though.
Yeah, no, and I think that's the beauty of Rassie. Whilst we are looking at a hooker scoring another try from
the ball.
He's been good.
Yeah, he has been
He's a
good.
good
Even
player.
though the lineouts weren't, you know, we had a couple of lineouts that went astray. He does so well to score it.
Does he score it though?
That's a good question.
I mean, Edwards was a try. Okay, this one. On first view and on 20 replays, yes, I was on golf to boys, but I thought he was out. Something just didn't quite look right.
Well, we'll see a hell of a lot of replays here, and we can discuss it. But I just want to come back to the innovation, and you know, we had Watergate, the Waterboy Gate.
Yes.
Then we had the lights. Then we had the cones. Then we had, you know, so then we had the 7-1 split. And try.
Yeah.
Try only just. Okay, I'm happy with it.
See, and it touches the line there. But it's touching.
Yeah.
I would, again, you know, you change the color of the jersey and suddenly our opinion is different.
Yeah.
But in circumstances like that,
Ooh.
This is a tight one
Yeah,
to
it's
call. I mean,
tight.
I don't know.
where it's pretty much the same, you know, when he touches the line, both lines at the same time, you almost want the try to be rather than not.
Look, it's a different story. That's a game. Try to win a game. Then you look at it close.
So I mean,
Well, I think even then, my feeling is then rather give it than not.
Yeah.
so like the two things that they can come up with against us with a kickoff is obviously intentional, you know, whatever, breaking the law, deliberate
infringement or whatever, yeah.
infringement. I mean,
Is that
the
a-
only thing you can change is be behind the kicker when they kick it off and still catch it in front of the 10. Skill error.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only other thing you can do. The maul, they're going to go, you've got to determine what they deem as a flying wedge. For me, it was the pre-bind. And you see this with every single 5-meter tap and go, there's a pre-bind regardless, flying wedge, whatever they say. With the maul at some stage, they said you can't run in and power it. Everyone's doing it. They're just more subtle about it. So if you set up a midfield maul, is that a pre-bind or a flying wedge? I don't think so. You're setting up a maul, aren't you? But yeah, I mean, that's going to be the two questions that we can't answer. Yeah, we'll get a definitive answer somewhere in this week, a clarification.
Look,
for sure.
the next innovation, talking about tap penalties, a team taps a pod, takes it up, the next pod lifts a player in the air.
Yeah.
You put all the backs, everyone into that maul, and you go over. That's when
Yeah.
World Rugby will probably start saying, hold on a second. Yeah,
Something's
look
not
at
right,
that,
yeah.
You can't lift the player in general.
Come on, this is
whatever
too
it-
exciting. Stop.
no,
it.
yeah, watch. I promise you, something like that will happen. Because it's very easy to plan. It's actually easier from a line-out.
Yeah.
One pod takes it up, win the ruck, 2 cleaners. Next, rest of the pack's waiting there. Lift the guy straight to ground. You put 2 centers in. More.
Okay, well, if you wondered, the try was given. Our We Buy moment of the week. I need each of you to give me a moment of the week, either player or moment.
I've got to go with Ed Wolf's performance. I absolutely loved everything about
Everything.
it. Everything.
For me, Marco van Staden. I thought, for a guy
Also
that
good.
probably didn't hit his straps during URC, a couple of injuries, coming back, getting more minutes now. It's a van Staden we've seen. You look at the dirty work he does, and a game like this, you need flipping soldiers. You know what I mean? You don't need superstars. You need
got
guys
proper
on the
fight.
ground in
Grinding,
the dark and grind and grind and grind. For me, a guy like that is invaluable in a game like this.
Yeah, I think I like both of those. I really like Grant's performance on the weekend.
Also good.
I honestly do think that he's really made a step up in terms of that. But I think a lot of the time, because we need to vote for which one we're going for.
Oh,
I think a lot of the time
You the swing vote. We've done our bit.
No, I think a lot of the time we give it to the flashy, the backs, the Edwell, the whatever. But I think a Marco van Staden, he's someone that really deserves more accolades. And I also thought he was really good on the weekend.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that.
I'm happy to
Carrying,
go.
cleaning, the ugly stuff, the trenches.
What are they going to do with the loose forwards? If, let's say, Jasper's not available,
See at 8?
is it Siad? Is
I don't-
it Evan
how bad is
starting?
Sia's injury? Is it an Achilles?
No, he's fine. He's
Is
good
he
to
fine?
go.
Is it?
Yeah.
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 Okay, so Peter Steff, you can see playing a fair bit of rugby because he's come off a lengthy injury. Vincent Chichuka is still there.
Yeah.
Marco van Staden has been playing well. Do you keep him there and you give Sia a run at 8 where he's done a lot of work for the Sharks? Who else is in the squad there for us?
Evan Roos.
Evan Roos came off the bench. Where does he fit in that box side? Is he an 8 or is he more like a 6 or a 7? I'm not too sure. He hasn't ever had an extended run as a Springbok.
Yeah.
We have got no one coming back from injuries.
He's still injured. He's got concussion.
He
I think.
had HIA against
Yeah.
the Barbars.
Yeah, so we've got no one really coming. He will be the first to come back into the squad from an injury.
Because that's what they like. They like the bruiser type 8.
Well, the 8's he's the loose forward in the midfield. The Jasper Visa role. He's off short lineouts, off 4-mans. He's the go-to guy to take. But Sia's done that role also.
Look, I mean, we can never forget about Kwacha. Kwacha Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
again,
You
I
start
think
him at 8, but
Kwacha's
his role
shown,
role is off the bench.
the
Is
bench,
where he's got his bigger impact. And then obviously now we've got Andre Esterhuizen that you can cover.
You reckon they'll start him at 8?
Who?
Andre
Esther
Esterhuizen.
is starting at 8.
Against Georgia.
No, well, against
Who are we playing
anyone.
against? And where?
Yeah. Maybe this weekend against Georgia. in
Who are we
Bombela.
playing against? Who are we playing against and where?
Yeah.
Look, we've got options. I mean, we are stacked in terms of loose forwards. I think it's just getting the combination right. The locks are probably, you probably look at an Eben and Lurt, and then you've got the other guys, Achia.
Archie,
So,
Salman, and Ruan, and John Klein.
Yeah. Jeez, there's plenty.
In the past, we haven't been afraid to play one of those locks at flank.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, that's not my favorite option either. But then you can even roll in Pete Steff at 8.
He played 8 in Japan.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, the show's called The Verdict for a reason. Let's give our honest.
Oh, is that stage
verdict.
already?
Yes.
Yes.
And then we'll do the verdict
Okay.
quickly, and then we'll go to the other test matches on the weekend. Also, a preview to the Lions. Verdict out of 10 performance. 45-0. Nilling the opposition.
I'll probably go 8, considering under siege, what happened. Look, the only thing is the discipline for me. Obviously, the visa
Rated.
card, and also the ability to adapt. I think Esterhuizen played a massive role, executing those moves to perfection. A lot of players, a lot of changes coming in. So considering where they were with that red card, you're thinking, gee, was okay. I thought probably an 8, and purely because of the discipline, probably let them down slightly. But the score itself for a test match, to keep them to 0 with what? I think with
50 minutes with 14 on the field, 10 minutes with
fantastic.
13 on the field.
Defensive effort was off the charts, even though Italy, they conceded so much penalties, they couldn't build any pressure on us. I'm going to go 8.5, just because 11 changes in the week, 3 debutants. I mean, red card, 14 men against Italy, which, to be honest, they're super competitive. They didn't roll over, so I'm going to go 8.5.
the crowd gets a 10.
The crowd gets 24.
Gqeberha gets
No, it's amazing.
everything they can get.
It's amazing.
That's
Give
one
them
of,
more. They shot the lights out.
that's one of my favorite stadiums.
Yeah, because you were born there.
I was born there, but also
The stadium.
no, not in the stadium. We still played at the
Wasn't built
we still played at the Boet Erasmus, John. If you can't remember that,
That's
far back.
amazing.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Ethan Hooker. Congratulations, Azanati Tlabakanye, Quibber's visa with his brother.
And
Unfortunately, not together.
Villiers on the
100, yeah.
And Villiers on the 100. Spectacular in Gqeberha. Let's give a round of applause to Wales.
Oh, they won. I forgot about that.
Jeez.
Yes, Wales.
And we've been backing them, eh?
Who did they play?
Backing them for a while to get
They
a victory.
played
They played
Japan.
Japan. They lost the first. They lost the first one.
Yes, I
What a
reckon
drought. That's a drought of note.
Yeah.
18 games consecutively. Some of these Welsh players
First
got
win.
between 10 and 18 caps. Never. It's the first win ever in a Welsh shirt.
Who did they play next?
I don't know, but I think the celebrations in Kobe was like next level. Then, so well done to Wales. Very happy to see that. Obviously, the first test match between Japan and Wales, Japan won.
Yeah.
Al van der Merwe scored 2 tries against Italy. Edwell.
Yeah.
There's nog 'n stukkie van der Merwe. Duan van der Merwe scoring a hat-trick against the British and Irish Lions that ran in 8 tries against the Anzac team.
The
Now, I
combined
thought,
side.
did you see that team?
Yeah, the Anzac team.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bloody good team.
They lost 48 zip.
Yeah.
Proper performance
Yeah,
from
good
the Lions.
performance.
The Lions are they're picking up momentum. Look, I think it kicks off first test is this weekend.
Yeah.
Is this weekend. James O'Connor's been called into
in.
the Aussie squad. He hasn't played for the Wallabies in 3 years. What do you make of that? Will he start at 10
I think a lot of it's just his performances in Super Rugby
Yeah.
for the Crusaders?
for the Crusaders. Yeah.
I think Bernard Foley for me is the option. I think.
But he's not in the squad, Shimmy.
Yeah,
You
I
might
think
as
he
well
would be.
select Stephen Larkin.
No, he should be there.
He's
He
not
should- he
available
should-
for selection.
I think he's the guy. He's played 10. He's
That's
been
a
there.
good
he's
shout.
yeah. I don't know why. I mean, if you're going to take O'Connor, because O'Connor was on the bench for the Crusaders.
Yeah.
He was coming off the bench. It's not like he started and he was winning the competition. Whereas you got a guy that's been there for the Wallabies, played in Japan, he's done well, and he's more of a natural 10, whereas O'Connor is more of a utility guy.
I can't wait for the Lions side to come out, to be honest, to see because they
they
chop and change a lot, and there's some good combinations.
Bench,
like,
Ian Furlong, Itoja.
Who's locking with the Tojo? McCarthy.
I think Byrne. Tyke Byrne, eh?
Yeah.
So it's not.
And then you also think like loose forward combo, like it almost looks like they're favouring Jack Morgan as the open side flankers. Does he get the nod? Does he not?
But
go to Piloto, Hugh Jones, or do you
No,
chuck in Bande Aki in there?
no, I think Jones Tuipulotu has kind of shown that they.
Yeah.
They're
But
the
the
form.
loose forwards becomes interesting. If you go Morgan, Van der Fleer, Conan.
Nah.
Who
I like
else?
Conan.
Bill?
He brings.
Ben or do you go? Yeah, do you Curry?
Curry potential, but it's like, it's not like
And then who
that.
do you leave
Wow,
on the
and
bench?
it's-
Does Pollock sneak it off the bench in front?
I
of
think
he
Pollock's
plays
in the
on the
23 somewhere. Pollock definitely makes it. He can change a game.
And then the setup
quick.
with
Jeez.
having no Elliot Daly, you don't have the option. I don't think of a 6-2 there.
I think backline, you go Gibson Park, Russell, Tuipulotu, Jones, Lowe, Freeman, Keenan.
Yeah.
That's kind of the backline I've been going for all along.
And then
We'll
for
remember that.
the Lions, we saw the previous time they were in South Africa. They played such free rugby against all the franchises, and then they got to the test matches and they got suffocated, and they had to go revert to something different. So I don't know if Australia's can put them under that type of pressure, but if they do them and they've been scoring 40 points every weekend, how do they go differently? How do they manage to do
You just
enough?
say doo-doo.
Doo-doo.
The doo-doo.
I'm short of a doo-doo after my golf tour, guys.
Fiji nearly beat Australia 2 weekends ago.
weekends ago, yeah.
And this weekend, Fiji played Scotland, beating them 29 points to 40.
Guys, Fiji, I promise you that Fiji playing the Fijian draw, playing in Super Rugby,
Fantastic for them.
has helped Fijian rugby.
They almost don't lose a game in Fiji, in Super Rugby. They're so hard to put away there.
Yeah. Every offload's applauded there. I love that.
Yeah, I love it.
Then finally, France second test against New Zealand. Did we always know that that they had the opportunity in their first test match, and second one would be
It was
a little bit too far?
fear. We were calling last week. We're like, can they back that up?
Yeah.
I mean, and unfortunately, they didn't quite back that up. But All Blacks were good. We're not
Blacks
taking
were very
anything away from it. They're very good.
France,
Yellow card. They got a yellow card.
this
and then-
attitude of theirs of this bringing, I don't know. I'm so
Don't
against
like
it.
it.
Imagine France were coming here, and I mean,
Yeah.
it's not good for international rugby. I think it's just the wrong.
Imagine they won the first test match. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, we'll never
What
see.
would we would've-
We'll never see
would
the
have
rest
said
of
then?
them come up. The game of the weekend was
England,
Argentina.
That was a good game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
England sneaking in.
England
at
are
the
doing
end.
well with those youngsters.
England, how many players did they have out? 14 players in the Lions.
I tell you what, Argentina beat the British and Irish Lions, and then that's they're done.
Yeah.
They've
No,
clocked
they're still
out.
celebrating.
Yeah, they're still celebrating. They should beat that England team easy in Argentina.
And then somehow they pitch up here in the rugby championship and turn over the All Blacks.
Yeah,
That's what they've been doing the last few years.
Cool, guys. That's it.
Yeah.
We
Thanks,
don't
John.
have any time. It's been lovely having you.
How come Os gets to make predictions and we can't?
This review,
Because it's the wrong show, Jimmy.
okay, sorry.
It's the
That's my
verdict
mistake.
today. We're making predictions
Okay, sorry.
on
this
Friday.
feels like this feels like a reunion.
Get used to it. Yeah, get used to it. On Friday, we will be making predictions. We will be going into the Lions. We'll know the Lions squad then. So
Yeah,
we
we'll,
can
yeah.
talk about that. We'll be previewing the Bokke game against Georgia in Mbombela. We'll be going deeper into the, 4-week holiday that Jimmy had and Schalk's golf tour and much, much more. Thanks, guys. Any last words?
No, thanks, Sean.
Thank you
Okay.
very much. Good to be back.
See you guys on
the
Friday.
verdict.
Have a couple of beers on Friday.
Yeah.
Yes, we will. Guys, if you're
allowed.
watching, yes, we're allowed. If you are watching digitally, please do subscribe, like, and all those things that you do online. If you're watching on SuperSport, 30 years of rugby, 30 years of SuperSport, all your live games on SuperSport, all live test matches on SuperSport, because it's lekker. Bye.
I like it, Johnny. But there's lekker.